Hey, good people. It has been a long while, and I apologize for that. But again, if you are not familiar, my name is Ryan Jenkins, and I do what is called the Jinx Books Club, where I come on and talk about books that I've read, mainly for my young adult readers, which is pretty much middle school to high school and preferably college. Parents, adults, you're welcome to read these books. So I'm not gonna lie, I went on a book binge where I literally was buying book after book after book. One thing I've learned by Amazon is it links you to smaller dealers for books, where books they're selling for $14.99, you may be able to get it for $1.99, and plus shipping, and you're still only paying $5 for the book. So I had to put myself on punishment and tell myself not to buy any more books, because given the books I bought and the books I brought home from my own personal library, I have a lot I have to read. But I want to tell you about an author I've already told you about, Rita Williams Garcia. If you have not read her work before, you need to read her work. I've told you about her books before. She had a book named Jumped that I'm currently that I've read, and there's a book talk for her on my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. She's written, I'm trying to think the other books I've read by her that but I want to say, because of Jumped, I've already told you about Sisters on the Home Front. No Safe Place Here, I think, is the name of one of them. But I've been reading a lot of her work lately, and because of her work, I found out other books she had out there. So I've ordered the first book I'm going to tell you about is One Crazy Summer. Okay, I'm not going to try to look for the picture because I don't think I have it saved. But One Crazy Summer, I've been meaning to read this book for almost 2 years now. It's been on my shelf for a long time. Finally started to read it. Realized it's a 3-part series. One Crazy Summer is about these 3 sisters, and I'm trying to remember the sisters' names: Delphine, Vonetta, and Vern. They go and meet their mother for the first time in years. They've been living with their father and their grandmother, and the mother doesn't. You find out later on why the mother did what she did, but mother just left. Okay, Vern, the youngest, was still a baby, and like fresh baby, like maybe not even 2 or 3 months old. She leaves all 3 girls. She's in California, so they fly from New York, their first flight to California, to meet this mother who didn't send for them, who doesn't want to be bothered. And you're still trying to figure out her connection to the Black Panther Party, but you learn about the Black Panther Party as a result of the characterization and the plot development of these characters. Delphine is the oldest, and she's 11. She knows how to cook, because if it was up to the mom would literally allow them to go to the Chinese restaurant every night and spend their money on Chinese food. So, hey, Miss Gregory. So she turns around, and Delphine is pretty much responsible for these girls. She keeps up with these girls. And because the mom doesn't want to be bothered, the mom sends them to a Black Panther summer camp in the neighborhood, and they go there every day, and that's where they learn history. That's when they learn about the Black Panther Party, and this is when the Black Panther Party was first created. She had heard negative things about Black Panthers. She had heard basically about the young man who got killed, which I'm mad I can't think of his name right now, but he is a true character, a true person who was killed. He was a young guy that got killed by the police. So you learn more about the Black Panther Party reading about this book, and she finds out basically what she was told by her grandmother was false information. The Black Panther Party is not an evil group of people who are out to shoot people and kill people. So that's what I loved about this book. You see also these young girls developing and growing up and learning more about themselves. You see the dynamic of the relationship established between the mother and daughter, the mother with her daughters. Will this be a bust? Will they just leave California and not want to deal with their mother ever again? And then the mother gets wrapped up in some issues with the Black Panther Party, also as far as the police are concerned, because the police are trying to take in anyone who's associated with the Black Panther Party to divulge information because they really think that the Black Panther Party is a threat, and they're not. One thing I love about this book, it is funny. It is hilarious. And this is actually a 3-part series. Um I have one out of the 3, but she has another book. Oh Jesus, it doesn't list it in here. But if you look up Rita Garcia Williams, oh, I do have one. One is called, excuse me, y'all. It's called PS 11. And then Gone Crazy in Alabama. All right, so I'm going to show you those books. Hold on. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so Gone Crazy in Alabama is, I don't know which book it is. As a matter of fact, I need to email Amazon because they don't think I have this book yet. PS 11. So those are the next book in the series that I plan on reading sometime this summer. The next book that I have of hers, I will admit, I would not recommend this for anyone maybe 16 and over. It does deal with a scene where a young lady is being raped. Okay, I just want to put that out there. It's called Every Time a Rainbow Dies. I read this a lot quicker than I expected to. You have the main character, and I apologize, y'all. It's been a while since I read it. Thulani. And Thulani is 16. He lives with his brother. His mom died of cancer, and he really hasn't rebounded from her death. The dad stayed in Jamaica. They've been living in, Brooklyn. They've been living in Brooklyn since the mom passed, and he's basically trying to gather his life, and he witnesses a young lady being raped, and he goes down to help her, and then because of that event, he feels drawn to her, wants to be around her, really falls in love with her, and she is like, I'm not trying to deal with you. I'm focused on fashion school. I'm trying to graduate early so I can go to fashion school and make my own designs. So you see him trying to establish this relationship with this young lady, but she's not really feeling him. And there's a girl at school that likes him too. So he's in between whether he should just pursue the girl that really likes him or pursue the girl that's been dogging him. This is a great read. This is basically the time period of it is perfect, but it just goes to show that if you allow young people to find their way, they will find their way. And with Thulani, he doesn't really know what he wants to do with his life. He gets into photography and he starts taking a lot of pictures, but he struggles with, because the sister-in-law and the dad and the brother really wants him to get a job, go to school, get your life together. And Thulani's like, I don't want to do that. Like, they really want to buy a house. They want to sell the mother's house and buy a house out in the suburbs. And Thulani's not feeling that. He said, half the house is mine. That was mama's. Let me get the house. Let me get some of the money and do what I want to do with my life. So it's basically he rediscovering himself, and it's through this love affair with her, with the girl he's in love with, that he finally starts to realize this is what I want to do with my life, and you find out what he wants to do with his life. But the way he chases her and he pursues her, and like I want to say, she catches the trains early. She leaves her house 6:30 in the morning to catch the train to go to school. He will wake up early and go and meet her so he can walk her to the train station, make sure she gets to school, and then he would end up going to school, but he was going to school late. He also has the obsession with these pigeons on top of the building where they live, and he takes care of the pigeons. He's named the pigeons. He's built things for the pigeons, but then he finds himself slowly drifting away from the pigeons as he is trying to pursue this crush that he has on this girl and then also dealing with this other girl who's crushing on him. So I don't know if I talk well about this book enough for you to read it. Again, it was an easy read for me. I love it. And he said, every time a rainbow dies. And it took me a minute to figure out how that related to the book, but it's an awesome read, an easy read. And I would strongly suggest that you add it to your list. So happy reading.